5 days after the sudden declaration of war against Russia, protests have, expectedly, broken out across the nation. These protests are calling for peace and an immediate end to the war. Currently, there are no riots in progress, and no injuries have been reported. Live, in San Antonio, Texas, is our correspondent James Blackwell. James?
Thank you, Zoe. Protests have been taking place here over the past day or so. Currently, the protests have subsided, but there are some rumors that they will gather together again sometime tonight. And it's not only San Antonio, but other major cities are hosts to major peace protests. Like you said, no riots are in progress currently, but that's likely to change over the next few days. Back to you.
Thank you for that report. We will continue to monitor the war in Europe as well as domestic protests here on CNN. We'll be right back.
The following message is being transmitted at the request of the San Antonio Police Department. A law enforcement warning has been issued effective immediately and until further notice. At 9:10 p.m. local time, mass protests have ensued in downtown San Antonio. These protests are likely due to current geopolitical events. The National Guard has been deployed to stop these protesters, as they are disrupting the peace in the city. These protesters have been gathering here over the past 2 to 3 nights, and they were peaceful. However, it appears that these protesters have had enough, and they are currently rioting, looting, and vandalizing. It is advised that you avoid downtown San Antonio if possible. The best thing to do currently is to stay indoors, lock all possible entrances to your home, and stay tuned to local media outlets for the latest information.
Good morning. We have some breaking news from overnight. Mass riots have ensued across the nation amid current geopolitical events. The National Guard was sent to curb the protesters, but their success last night was questionable. Our correspondent James Blackwell has more from San Antonio.
Rioters gathered just a few miles from here last night, prompting the activation of the emergency alert system for a law enforcement warning. 20 people were injured, and 3 unfortunately died. This is only one instance of many riots occurring around the nation. Reporting live from San Antonio, this is James Blackwell.
I am here live at the Texas State Capitol as a large group of protesters are currently outside the building. I say this is easily 1,000 or 2,000 strong, and it is unknown what the protesters intend on doing. We will continue to monitor the situation as it, and it looks like they have just entered the Capitol here. This is a very dangerous situation. We need to get out of here. Come on.
Civil danger for Austin. The following message is being transmitted at the request of the Austin Police Department. A few minutes ago, protesters have entered the Austin State Capitol. The National Guard is currently engaging in combat with these protesters. The cause for this is likely due to current geopolitical events and the war with Russia, amongst other internal causes, that have been building for over a decade. The extent of the damage, nor the intent of the rioters, is not yet known. If you are in a half-mile radius of the Texas State Capitol, evacuate now. Failure to do so will result in serious injury or death. The National Guard will assist in evacuation procedures. If you are outside of the radius, please lock all doors and windows to your home, and please do not travel to this area. Please stay tuned to local trusted media sources for the latest information.
Welcome back to CNN. I would say good morning, but it's not really good currently. We have just confirmed that the governor of Texas was brutally murdered by the rioters, as well as all other key government officials. Texas is left without a leader, and as such, the state is being handed over to the rioters. More specifically, our very own James Blackwell is now the governor of Texas. Our backup correspondent, Desmond Moorhead, is live in Austin.
As you can see behind me, the Texas flag has been lowered, and a new flag has risen. This is to symbolize the beginning of a new Texan regime, something we have not seen since the 17th century. The president is expected to make a statement shortly over the emergency alert system.
Please stand by for a message from the president or one of his designated representatives. This is a national emergency.
My fellow Americans, this is a dark day in our history. Just recently, the state of Texas has been annexed by the rioters. This means that the state of Texas is no more, and a new regime has taken over the state, as if it was its own country. The National Guard in the state has been asked to surrender and pledge their allegiance to this new republic. All Americans are being asked to stay calm during this time of crisis. I hear you, and I want to cooperate with you, but we must protect our allies.
This concludes operations under the emergency alert system. All programs shall now return to normal broadcast operations. The following message is being transmitted at the request of what's left of the United States government. We regret to inform the public of the imminent dissolution of the United States of America. Recently, a deal was reached between the U.S. government and the rest of the former 50 states that the U.S. will dissolve at midnight on April 1, 2025. This deal was reached yesterday and will go into effect imminently. Please conduct yourselves according to the laws of the new republics. Laws will likely vary from republic to republic. You are advised to abide by these laws, as failure to do so will likely result in arrest and, in extreme cases, death. We have had a long 248-year history filled with trials and tribulations. Thank you, all 330 million of you, for being a part of the American dream. After this broadcast, the United States of America will be no more. We will conclude this broadcast with the national anthem of the former United States of America. God bless, and good luck.